Thank you so much for joining me here on Taking Mental Health Off the Shelf. My name is April Wozencroft, and I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I wanted to talk to the 0 to 100 people, myself included. Okay, these are the individuals that really struggle with reactivity. So 1 minute they're fine, and then they get triggered, and next thing you know, they are yelling, or we may throw things, or we might engage in physical reactions. And so ultimately, when we're at a level that is so heightened, we have this compulsion to react in very damaging ways, ultimately. So the technique that I really wanted to talk about was a technique that helps literally stop you, and it helps you recalibrate yourself, so then that way you can respond in the most helpful way. And so acronyms are really helpful to remember certain things. So STOP is the acronym that we're going to talk about. And it's really coming from the idea that when we are at an intense level of emotion, that is where all reactivity lives. It breeds there. So if I am on a scale of 1 to 10 at a 10 in my anger, then at that 10, I want to throw things. I might want to get physical with someone. I might want to yell and scream and say derogatory things towards someone. So these are the reactions that you might have urges to engage in at that level. And so we want to make sure that we are maintaining our relationships and not damaging them. And so a way for us to do that is to use a technique that will lessen the intensity of the emotion. And so literally the acronym that I'm going to share with you is called STOP. And ultimately the S stands for stop. Okay, stop. Don't do anything. Don't say anything. Just stop. And then T stands for take a step back. So taking a step back is just you being willing to either take a walk, call that person back, take a break in the bathroom, whatever it is, but taking a step back to allow yourself to think about what's happening. And then that takes you to the O, which is the observe part of the STOP acronym. And what we want to do is we want to observe what is happening for us. I'm really escalated. What is it that I need right now, April? April, you need to take a break. Or April, you need to call this person back like never. No, just kidding. You need to call them back, but just maybe later. Or maybe you just need to revisit this whole conversation next week. Whatever the case may be, that observation is allowing you to figure out what it is that you need. And in the duration of that, it's lessening the intensity of your emotion and is keeping you and that situation apart temporarily. So then that way you're not saying or doing something that's very damaging to the other person. And then the last one is proceed, which is the P in the STOP acronym. Proceed is just asking you to do what's going to be the next best step, whether that is, you know what, we are going to communicate about this issue later on tonight, or maybe we're going to talk about this next week. So the proceed is just that step that you're going to take to communicate what it is that you are going to do with that other person. So if I need to revisit this conversation next week, then that's what I'm going to proceed to tell that person. Okay, so ultimately, using the STOP acronym is going to help you from being reactive, and it slows you down so that you can respond in the situation most effectively. And that's the idea, because we want to keep our relationships. Like, we don't want to damage them, and we don't want to have to clean up after the aftermath of our rage. So the idea is that we take a step back to give ourselves some space, whatever it is that we need, honor that, and then proceed to take the next best step. I'm not saying that you're not going to be angry. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's going to be less intense so you don't damage your relationship. Ultimately, that's what we want to do. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Don't forget to stop. Okay. Until next time, I'll see you guys on Taking Mental Health Off the Shelf. Thanks.
closest to my dreams.